What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shirts versus Skins, your favorite sports podcast, with today's very special episode in light of the new Super League, whatever you want to call it, uh, the worst day of football. There's many ways people have described it, but we did a live reaction yesterday. Today, we're going to go through it a little more with all the details that have come out and all that. So, before we get into the details, though, initial reactions from the both of you, Ahmed and Tiku. Anything that you want to get off your chest in regards to it? Anything? Any ideas? Anything going through your mind?
Uh, I mean, yesterday, if you watched our live stream, our initial reactions to it, as soon as it was breaking, because earlier that day there were like talks about it in newspapers, but I really didn't believe in it, but it actually became official. Uh, Clubs started publishing statements of the Super League. Um, I was personally myself super emotional because just it just came out of nowhere and it was definitely weird. It was weird, but I slept on it and I still have the same emotions like yesterday. I feel like this whole concept of a super league, of clubs not earning their way into a competition and just being in it by how much they generate as a club. A big club that they say. I just don't. It's not for football. It's not. This is not. It's not football. This is not the heart of the game. Um, you know, and I don't know. That's my initial reactions.
Ahmed?
I mean, it is pretty much the same. But I mean, yesterday I was speechless. I did not know what to say. Especially, I mean, I didn't even know if Byron were going to be involved or not. Um, 24 hours later or so, we have more information and stuff like that. But I mean, it's the same reaction. It's a disgrace. It's just running away from competition. It's taking a piss all over all the top clubs and their fans, their their history, just taking a piss all over it. Um, and it just shows you that these owners, bro, they don't give a damn about what happens on Saturday or on Sunday. It's all about the money. It's all about the greed. And I mean, we should have seen it coming, really.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well put. We'll get more into the reactions later. First of all, let's give all the details. So the the format of the competition, there's going to be 20 participating clubs. They're going to try to get 15 founding clubs, although it's looking like that was kind of a failure. They're going to have a qualifying mechanism for 5 teams to qualify alongside the 15 clubs. They're going to be midweek fixtures. It's kind of replacing the Champions League essentially. Uh, and they want to still play domestically. It's supposed to start in August. 2 groups of 10 home and away fixtures. Top three in each group automatically going to quarterfinals. Teams finishing fourth and fifth will then compete in a two-legged playoff for the remaining quarterfinal positions. A two-leg knockout format will be used to reach the final at the end of May, which will be staged as a single fixture at a neutral venue. So they're trying to get that as soon as possible. August, the ideal date. When it comes to the financials, now brace yourself because we're talking about a lot of money here. Uh, Joining the European Super League is expected to be worth £310 million versus £100 million for qualifying for the Champions League. The European Super League participants will have a big batch of money, £3.5 billion to share among all of them for infrastructure, and £233 million going to the founding clubs. So that's basically the majority of it. JP Morgan, as we know, is going to be funding it with, I think it's £3 to £6 billion loan, and then the zone further extending deal for ownership, and they're trying to get Facebook, Disney, whatever. So that being said, big money deal, and Ahmed put it perfectly. It does not matter what happens on Saturdays. It does not matter what happens on Sundays. Clearly, the only motivation here is money. I'll give my personal opinion when it comes to the financials of it. I think it's clear what the intent is. It's greed. However, I don't understand how it's going to work. I don't see people
Agree.
paying for DAZN memberships to watch this. I don't, especially the traditional fans who feel disrespected by it. I won't. Like I've said, if United does this, it goes through. I'm not watching a United game. Not even, it could be on YouTube, someone streaming it illegally. I'm not watching it. Don't matter. Doesn't matter to me because it's just the idea behind it is just disgraceful. Uh, but yeah, all that money, infrastructure, that's a lot of money. We're talking
Yeah.
310 million just for joining, plus another 233 to the founders. So, Ahmed, you want to go first on this one? Your thoughts on the you're a fan of Bayern Munich, so
But hold on.
you guys take in the money traditionally. You don't really have any oil money circulating besides RB Leipzig, but
Well, I mean, German clubs. That's why I told you yesterday on that live stream. There is no way that any German team outside of RB Leipzig is going to join this league. The the fans own our teams. The fans, you know, they're responsible for the transfers most of the time because of the funding and stuff like that. Um, so the fans were, they were obviously never allowed it. But just going back to what you were saying before, you're saying that, you know, you don't see that anybody is gonna watch this or something like that. I think that these guys, by obviously these guys, I mean like all these 12 owners, they there's no way that they didn't expect this backlash of all this stuff. So they knew it, right? They they are now expecting for obviously like a whole generation of their fans gone. But they're gonna get new fans, the fake fans. They're now in maybe 10 years and 15 years from now, it's gonna be new Manchester United fans, new Arsenal fans. That's
Mhm.
that's really scary. Like, it's like, come on, like now you're just
That's what they
throwing
want to
away
do, bro.
like a whole generation
Bro,
of history.
you're right. You're right. That's basically what they're trying to do. They've literally said it. I think they're calling us the traditional fans the legacy fans.
huh.
And when you look at where they're trying to go with this Super League, they're trying to open up the market for the sport. You know, like people think that they're just gonna go from Old Trafford to the Bernabeu or in the Camp Nou, but no, they're gonna have games in China, in the United States, in India to open up that market. They don't give a shit about the fans that go every single day. They really
Oh,
don't. I'm telling
no,
you, this
yeah.
is what they're trying to go. This is the plan they're trying to go. They're trying to
I
get people to watch, get those TV deals, those sponsorships. That's what they care about doing this. They don't give
just
a shit
to
about the fan.
just to comment on that. By the way, um, when United played Real Madrid in Michigan, we know the stadium holds 110,000 people. I think their attendance was somewhat close to
Mhm.
that. It generated more money for Manchester United than 5 Premier League games put together. That one game. I mean, I went and saw
Exactly.
Liverpool
Same.
versus United in the Michigan Stadium myself, and it was
Mhm.
packed, dude. And I'm talking like
Yeah.
a bottle of water was six bucks over there. And Michigan water, no disrespect to our Michigan viewers, is just garbage. So you have to buy the bottled water.
Absolutely. And yeah, you see, and look what you said. Real Madrid, Manchester United. Who are the two top guys, owners that are pushing for this? Florentino
Perez
Perez and the Glazers with Ed Woodward.
You
And
know they had
and
a
they've been
manager
and
for
the
planning.
that.
Juventus,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
But we're talking
Allegri.
about, listen, I'm telling you this, Manchester United, those owners are deep into this. Like you
Of
said,
course.
JP Morgan are funding this whole thing. Who was a former employee for JP Morgan and helped a certain owner buy Manchester United? Ed
JP
Woodward
Morgan.
and the Glazers. So
Oh wow.
they're in this deep. Florentino Perez is the top guy. He's at the forefront. He's the image. But the Glazers and Woodward are in this they're in this deep, and it's
Yeah,
embarrassing. It's shameful. It's disgraceful that our club are helping bring an end to football
And
as we
hope,
know it.
and you guys are obviously fans of this club, Manchester United. But
Hmm.
I mean, I've heard that this guy Jake Glazer, he doesn't. Oh, what's his name?
Joe Glazer.
Joe
there's like
Glazer.
7 of them, bro. So
No,
Well,
no,
there's two.
but Jay
There's
Glazer is
two.
the guy on
Joe
Fox Sports, I
and
think.
Avram, and I
yeah,
don't know
Jake.
the other one.
But
Jake
yeah,
Glazer is the guy that was breaking news for like Odo.
facts. But I've heard that this guy Joe Glazer, he doesn't sign his name on anything. He never comes out or says anything about like the I don't know about like the state of the club or something like that. But he signed his name on the Super League. He
Wow.
he put his name out there already, knowing all the backlash. I mean, that just tells me that they're they're not gonna go back. They're deep into it, like you said. They're gonna push for this hard, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely, and it's something that's been planned out. Like I said, like I wouldn't be surprised if Florentino Perez and got on the phone with Joe Glazer after that Man United Real Madrid match and said, "Yo, like, do you see what just happened?" And Tigu, yesterday on the live, I'm pretty sure you brought up the news that the Santiago Bernabeu was built for this purpose,
yeah.
and construction for that started a couple years ago. I'm pretty sure, or the
Real,
plan at least.
yeah, Real Madrid have not played in the Bernabeu this season.
Wow.
No, it's definitely been planned, and I feel like this COVID situation just helped escalate it. They knew they can do it now. When no fans are at the stadiums themselves, they know they're not expecting protests, especially in England with the COVID lockdowns and the COVID situation out there. They know then there's not going to be a large amount of fans that are going to protest this, even though we have seen, especially in the Leeds game, the Leeds Liverpool game, that they have, but it's not in large amounts. And I remember when the fans started walking out in the middle of the Burnley game, and guess
Oh
what
yeah.
happened a couple of days later? We signed Bruno Fernandes. So stuff like that happens. And but at this moment, all the fans they have to come together. Like it doesn't matter that we're Liverpool fans or we're Arsenal, we're Chelsea, with this. We're football fans at the end of the day. And this is just something that's against our traditions, against the history of the game. So
Yep.
I guess we'll have to see what I don't know, man. It's not looking good, man.
And I think it's like very key that like the top six teams in England have to say no, because even though I don't believe that it's the best league in the world, I do know for sure that it's the most popular. It's in terms of money. I don't really think there's another league, you know,
No one touches
close.
it for
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. So it's very important that those top six teams obviously not join this because then it's over, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh, what do you think about UEFA and FIFA's involvement in all of this? I think it's a pretty. Go ahead, Ahmed. Go ahead. I'll let you talk.
I think it's a little, what's the word I'm looking for? The kind of being like hypocrites, I guess. Because
Ironic.
No,
ironic,
yeah,
definitely, because they're talking about how, this is about the fans and all that. Like they don't come on, bro. They're making, I think Jurgen Klopp said it today, at the pregame, this FIFA World Cup thing, the Club World Cup. I
mhm,
mean, it's a good trophy to have. Obviously, I keep it right here next to me, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just more games because it means more money. So FIFA and UEFA are doing the same thing, but they're not trying to kill the game like this Super League is. So, but like you
yeah,
said, ironic, definitely being like yeah, trash.
yeah. It's definitely weird, especially looking at Twitter. People saying, "Oh, but UEFA and FIFA aren't any better." But guess what? We don't give a shit about them. Because at the end of the day, all these like I'm gonna be honest, like all these clubs are denouncing, all these leagues are denouncing it. They would have wished they were in this. If they had the opportunity to
Yeah,
be in it, they would have been in there.
the money
Because
is
all they
ridiculous.
it's this sport is rotten now, bro. This has been something that's been accumulating for a very long time. When we talk about the money in the sport and all they care about is money, and that is maybe there is some owners that actually care about the fans, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, they care about their bottom dollar. And you, if we're talking about UEFA, man, they've had throughout the years they've been negligent in so many issues. Like let's just say racism, let's just say the abuse of money spent. We're talking about i.e. City, i.e. PSG, and those clubs how they abused that financial fair play system. We talk about FIFA. We talk about Sepp Blatter. We talk about Qatar World Cup. I talked about it a little bit in a live stream. Like we're talking about a organization that gave the World Cup to Qatar that has absolutely no relevancy in football and history of it, and they're playing it into winter in a winter World Cup in the middle of a season.
Yeah.
Like it's disgusting. Like nobody cares about that. We care about the small clubs. We care about the tradition, the history of our club. Like it just came out that I recently seen on Twitter that Real Madrid are trying to transfer their Champions League trophies to their league. Like these people are so out of touch with reality that they can just do anything they want. Like magically, oh, this that we're 13-time champions, and like it's weird. This is weird stuff that is going on. It's like we're in like a bizarro world
Yeah.
in a sense, you
It's
know?
I don't think people quite understand just how massive this is. And it didn't dawn on me either. Like I was in shock, don't get me wrong, but it didn't dawn on me how big this is until like this morning. When you just wake up and you realize this is the biggest sport in the world, the most
by far.
popular. It's and I said yesterday, I told both of you, I said there is not one household in the world probably that has not said even like a word about this. Every household in the world probably talked about this. Even if they said one word, they said, "Oh, did you know that?" Every household, every single household. There's, it's it's so massive. It's on a
It's
scale
universal.
where, yeah, the whole world. It's not like, oh, it's impacting people's lives. Well, it is.
Yeah,
We're talking about lower league jobs and all that stuff, but it's culture is important.
100%.
Art, sport, these are all very important things, and this is going to affect a massive amount of people.
And people don't understand that. Like, okay, it's I'm directing this more so to the American audience. Like, they're just becoming football fans, but in England, in Germany, in their culture is football. That's part of it. That's why they love it so much, and they're just basically shitting on that.
Matches that fans look forward to for years. I mean, if I think Norwich is going to be they're back,
Mhm.
now. But I mean, I don't know who the derby is. They look forward to that, and they're just taking the heart out of it, so with no like just no care in the world. And I just want to go back to your point about the owners, because now that we're here, we got to start blaming people. And even if this does not happen, these owners cannot go back to having these teams, because what they
No.
committed is a crime against football. They tried to kill the
Mhm.
game of football. So
Mhm.
you cannot let these, the Stan Kroenkes, the Glazers, all these people go back to having a job like this,
Absolutely.
because they're gonna do it again, or they're gonna actually get away with it next time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Like how can bro, you just in our podcast, how many times we've attacked the Glazers, and now people understanding how much of a parasite, how much of a cancer they are, not just to our club, but to football now. And you can't trust these people. If this somehow fails, and if it does fail, and I believe if it goes forward with it, that this
It's
is
gonna fail.
that concept is going to fail, and they have to pay the price. And if it means making them sell the team, which to be honest is probably not even a a punishment, they're going to get billions of dollars for a club, but they got to get away from this. They all have to be punished somehow, And
But
if this happens, like the clubs have to go at least sent to like the fifth division or something. Something has to
Dude,
happen.
dude, when you say it's not a punishment, like these guys have nothing to lose.
They
Even if this
don't.
fails catastrophically, they have nothing to lose. Nothing, zero, zilch. They sell the teams, they pay back the loan. They have to pay what, $500 million each
well,
if it fails. The
Yeah,
only people who will lose from this are the fans. That's it. They have
absolutely.
nothing to lose. Um,
exactly.
So,
and going on to your point about the ownership, as Americans, it's time to admit that
Well,
we have such a horrible hand in this. Like,
and
absolutely.
why couldn't we just stay out of this? And the
We're
MLS, we've always been
exactly.
critical about the MLS, right? I
absolutely. We
mean,
had a whole episode, man,
yeah, always been
about
critical. No
American
relegation, no
soccer.
promotion. By the way,
No
I'm
competition.
going on. Yeah, no competition. And that's another thing. That's an argument for the league that people use. FIFA allows the MLS to work the way it does.
Hmm.
So it'd be hypocritical of them to not let the Super League work. And
Absolutely.
that's a valid argument. Like if
Absolutely.
if FIFA
Yeah, but
stops the Super League,
you're not
they
taking
have to
away,
stop the MLS.
multiple teams from multiple, uh, leagues. You're going to France. Not France, but you're going to Italy. You're going to England. You're going to Spain to take teams.
But the biggest argument against this is there's no merit.
No, yeah,
By merit, they
Absolutely.
they're
mean
running away from
relegation, promotion.
competition.
Yeah, and that's exactly what teams in the MLS do. It works in basketball, NFL, whatever. That's
But
how it's always been. But you
I
can't
mean,
do that in soccer.
You can't, especially when there's hundreds of years of a certain system of certain how they say football pyramid that's been successful. And you just it's an occasion you have to earn your spot to it to play against top teams, to play against the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, the Bayern Munichs. That's the point of the Champions League. When you have, for example, when Messi and Ronaldo play against each other, that's an occasion. That's a special occasion. Now with this Super League, they're gonna play every single week, or every 2-3 weeks. You take that away, man. You take that away. And when you were reading the rules, they were saying that they want to have this while also being in the leagues.
well, I mean,
That makes
that's
absolutely
not
no
going to happen.
sense.
They're going to ban them away, obviously.
Yeah, but that whole concept makes no sense. Like how can you tell me as a club, let's just say you're a manager or even the owners, would you how can you prioritize the league?
They're not.
They're not. When you have a league that one, you're already in there every single year, you're getting your money, you don't give a shit, and to a league where you have to actually work for something. They're not. They're gonna play U21 teams. They're gonna play second teams in the league, and that's gonna kill that league. The leagues. They're gonna die out. Like it makes no sense. These people are living in such a weirdo world, so out of from like the common man, from the fans. They don't know. They don't know the sport. It's kind of embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And to me, as a Manchester United fan, for the reason I became a United fan is because the history, the character, the ambition, the everything about this club, about how we became us, how we became one of the top clubs in the world. And I was saying in a live stream, we talk about the success under Alex Ferguson. I'm talking before that. I'm talking about Sir Matt Busby, the Busby Babes. Like people don't understand that the Busby Babes, people literally died going to play for the
And
European
now, and now, and
Championship.
now, for what?
Now that history is gone. For what?
Wiped out.
For more money.
For more money.
And that's why people like me, like you, like Yoni, are angry and sad and emotional because this is what they're taking away from the history. Like we're
Well, taking
talking
away a
about
club.
taking away a club. Like the reason why these clubs are in this Super League is because of the history, and they're just saying "fuck you" to it. Like it makes no sense to me. There's so many flaws.
It makes no
in this.
sense.
There's so
Especially,
many flaws in this.
especially at that point. Like I mean, I don't know about Tottenham.
No.
But you're in there for your history of of you winning in Europe, and you're just ignoring the fact that the Champions League is real and that still matters to every club in the world. I don't get it, but I mean, for the whole point of the American side on this, that's the big problem. That's that's where this problem started from. When these American owners started buying these clubs, they're not like you said, like they're not in touch. They don't know the history. They don't know that Arsenal wasn't they were like, what are they, like workers on a mine or something like that.
That was
That's
yeah.
that's how it
But
started.
that's like every club. I swear,
Exactly,
man. That's like
exactly.
every club. You know,
You know,
it's like they use that banner, how they say, built by the poor, stolen by the rich, and that's it. That's
It's
really it,
true.
man.
It's not even like an
oh,
exaggeration.
it's
It's
happening.
literally
No,
true.
it's
Nah.
happening right now. It's happening right now,
Yeah.
and
It's-
that's
As
the
you can see,
problem though with the American owners.
the Glazers cut off my headphones, but I always had a backup because I knew they were doing some suspicious stuff. I was gonna say, do you think, Ahmed, going back to your point of they have to do something about the ownership? Do you think it's possible? Like, what would UEFA or FIFA have to do to force these people into selling their
Well,
clubs
I
if
mean,
it fails?
it's gonna happen. I like they already have some things outside Anfield. I heard yesterday there's gonna be like a riot or a protest outside. What was it, Stamford Bridge? I think.
Mhm.
So the fans are not gonna just roll back and allow this. There is gonna be war, and I don't know if we're gonna win the war because it's all about the money, man. And if they get those top 16s from England, I think the war is over and football is dead. Because what's gonna happen after? I mean, it's just gonna be the NBA now. You know that, right?
I
It's gonna be 20
yeah.
teams.
NFL system.
I don't
They,
agree. I
they,
don't agree with your point that the football is going to be dead though,
how
because
if bro
it
if
can't
this
die.
but if these top 16s from England do move away, the Premier League is dead, dead,
I don't think so, and I'll
dead,
explain
dead,
why.
bro,
No, no,
dead.
no,
It's
no,
dead,
no. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's very simple.
bro. It's happening
It
again.
it's England. We're not talking about America. These fans will go to the stadiums. They will pack out the stadiums. Look at a team like Leeds. By the way, beating Liverpool. This not beating them, tied right now, 1-1. Superior
They beat
Liverpool.
City.
They beat City too. Yeah. Leeds, one of the highest attendances. Newcastle, away attendances. These clubs can get relegated 5 divisions and they'll come right back. It's in England for sure. Nothing bad will happen. It'll just, and as a neutral, I'm gonna watch the Premier League. I'm gonna watch every game, more games. I remember I was telling someone on Twitter. They said, uh, UEFA. Someone said it's not gonna happen. And I was like, I hope it does, because if it doesn't happen, it's gonna mean a compromise. And if a compromise happens, it means UEFA is gonna give these 12 teams permanent position in the UCL, and it's just gonna be a Super League, but they're gonna delete the Champions League at the same time.
Mm.
Whereas if they create their Super League, they can go ahead, think that they'll get new viewers and whatnot.
They are.
While they will, but I'll be watching more Champions League games because I'll be watching as a neutral.
100%.
I'll be watching more
I agree.
Premier League games because I'll be watching as a neutral. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
watching La Liga games. All of this, it'll be more interesting. First of all, there's not a league in the world that's more interesting than the Championship, and you know why? Because none of them are head over, like shoulders over anyone. They're all at least some common ground. You never know who's going to win in the Championship. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
agree.
football will die. As a matter of fact, this might be
No,
a blessing in disguise. A
it might
blessing
be.
in disguise. Because what will happen is, if they fail, like you said, like we all expect, I believe, that they will fail. If they
Mhm.
fail, first of all, Ahmed, let's say they find a way to take out the ownership, blessing. Blessing in disguise for Man United.
I mean,
If you tell
that's
me
problem
tomorrow,
solved. That's it.
if you tell yeah, exactly, it's problem solved. If you told me tomorrow, or 10, if you told me 5 months ago, would you be willing to go to Division 5 but get rid of the Glazers? I would have said yes.
Yeah, I
Without any
agree. Same.
knowledge, I'm so
I
serious.
agree.
And
100%.
it's gonna restart the club. It's gonna, and
Yeah.
they'll build back. They will. But
They will build back.
and football will come back the way it was before. Let them do it. Let them fail. Football will not die. Those big
I
clubs
agree.
and the greed in those big clubs will die. But the fans
Mhm.
that watch this sport, that love this sport, that show emotions to the sport, the real ones, not the Americans in Brooklyn who know nothing about a soccer ball and just think like, oh, a goalie can touch you with their hands. They won't
Absolutely.
matter in the grand scheme of things. I promise you,
They
they won't
won't.
matter.
And that's the flaw with trying to endear to them, trying to make them, because they're not true fans. They're not gonna care about it
That's
that
where the
much.
money's
They
at.
might they might okay, that's cool. The
For how
money's
long?
okay, that's
But
fair.
that's why it's
That's
gonna
fair.
work.
But for how long? Look at
For how
China.
long though?
It's
Come on,
okay.
man.
It might be, a short term thing, but it's gonna work, and it might explode to just that, all these casual fans, they just want to see Arsenal play Real Madrid one week, and they want to see, whatever it is, Juventus play Barcelona.
But
It's gonna be like the NBA, bro.
who wants to tune into a league where you know a team is
Listen,
guaranteed safety?
not
I don't.
not this generation, but the next generation, bro. It's gonna wipe out a whole generation of football. Like the morals behind why you played the game. I mean, bro,
There's trust me, man. There's still gonna that
in 70
system
years.
is still gonna be nah, man. Trust me, because I'm gonna say a quote. This was a good quote that I've seen. I think Yoni, you would like this. It's from I think he works for the Serie A, like their own FA and stuff. Tifosi Atalanti. He says we say yes to the ESL, obviously the Super League, Inter Milan, but Inter Milan and Juventus should be kicked out from the Serie A and enjoy their money there. We'll happily enjoy our true football here, and that's a great quote, and I love that. That represents what we're trying to say. That the true football, that system, it's worked for so many years, and it will keep
Okay,
going on. Trust me, bro. It will.
okay, I
It's
agree.
not
I
gonna
agree.
work, man.
I agree. But I mean, those 12 teams, Real Madrid alone, and Barcelona, Juventus, and Man United, and Liverpool, that's like 80% of European championships, at least in the last like 60 years or something like that.
Yeah.
You can't just wipe that away, bro.
It's
You can't do that.
it's scary, and I'm not gonna say you're completely wrong because it could work, but it almost never has. I was reading yesterday on Twitter, some guy or YouTube, I forgot where, some dude pretty much said that they tried the same thing in rugby in Australia. They took the 10 best teams and they were like they're gonna play week in week out, and it got boring. Like everybody stopped watching it because they just got bored of it. It lost the allure, which was big teams facing each other. So I think it'll fail. But that's not to say that it can't work. It can work,
But
but it depends on us. Like it depends. Like if I tune into a Man United game, I'm letting it work. You know?
No, I agree. I agree.
I agree.
And that's the point I was trying to make about how people need to be united in this
Yeah.
effort to try. And I think like you said, how like governments might try and stop it. I think I read somewhere that the English government might be trying to do like the 50+1 thing.
Yeah, Boris
They might
Johnson.
be trying to do that.
What's the 50
Yeah,
plus
Boris
1 thing?
Johnson is it's the system that they have in England, in Germany,
Oh, the
where
fans on the club?
Yeah,
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Oh my god. If
That's what
only.
that's what
I'm
I've been trying to tell you
and
guys for like the past couple of years.
and
Oh, it's a
I've
beautiful system.
and I've also read here that Big Six clubs could be blocked from signing foreign players amid push to join new Super League, with the government set to step in and deny work permits.
Beautiful.
So I don't know if this is all legal because that's not my field of expertise, but at least they're doing something to stop it. And it's a lot of governments. It's not this. I mean, I believe the president of France,
Spanish
Macron, has
government
came
came out
out. The
as well.
Spanish government has came out. So there's a lot of people against this, man. And if everyone just needs to come together and boycott and don't watch their games, unfollow them on Twitter, stop buying their stuff, because we have the power. I'm telling you, we have the power to do this stuff. It might happen. League might go on, they might play games, but the longevity of it is up to us. We just need to stop watching it, and it will fail, man. And it will fail. I truly believe that, because the right way always comes out. It does.
Uh, let's go into something we kind of have. Ahmed, do you want to say something first?
Just just one more thing. I mean, just going back to what I said before, they've already been trying at this, like little bits at it, and I just saw this the stat of it's just ridiculous. I think next year's Champions League money, this is in England, of course. Next year's Champions League money, that 30% of it is gonna go based on the teams, I think, with the most history. So it does not matter if Arsenal does not even touch the Champions League. They're still gonna get some money from the Champions League based on their history. So it's already no morals. You don't have to earn it. It's just based on your history or something like that. And these clubs feel like they're too big, to play in Everton or something like that. So it's been happening, and now they just had the balls to finally sign on the dotted line and do it, and it's happening. Like you said, very fast. It's shocking everybody. But I mean, if you were to tell me, well, I mean, you guys, because for me, thank God I'm safe still. But I mean,
For now.
you,
For now, bro.
we got 30 days for now. Um, you're gonna lose your club. Your club is gonna die in the next days. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? So that's, I don't know, man. Everything's crazy.
Hopefully, like Yoni says, we can look back at this and see it as a blessing in disguise and just cleansing, draining the swamp of these parasite, these greedy sons of bitches.
Uh, I like that you mentioned Everton because it kind of segues into my next question. Wayne Rooney, arguably the greatest footballer of all time, came from Everton. What role do players have in stopping this league? And jokes aside, like Ronaldo didn't start at Man United or Real; he started at Sporting. Ramos started at, I think, Sevilla.
Really?
Most of these players did not start at these big clubs, so you kind of take that away from soccer, and obviously they should have something to say about it. Hopefully, do you think the players will play any role in stopping this?
I think you want to go. I think the fact that they can't play and for their country. This is the one thing that's coming back to me. If you're gonna tell me that Riyad Mahrez can't lace him up for Algeria, we're gonna have problems. Like that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like, like, like my whole family feels like that. So it's not gonna happen. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool to see if Ronaldo and Messi come out and say something. I mean, it's great that Bruno Fernandez and all these guys, but they're not Ronaldo, Messi. It's like when LeBron speaks in the NBA. It's his league right now, so it's their world. At least say something, and we can feel bad for you at least.
Tico,
I
what
mean,
did Bruno Fernandez say? I think you put it perfectly.
You know why?
Do I
Because
re-
he knows if he
that's
plays Barcelona, Real Madrid, that they're not giving no penalties every single week. That's why.
stop
But
it.
whatever.
Stop it, Ahmed. Be nice, okay? Respect Bruno Fernandes because he's, I think, the
Good man,
only
good man.
player in the top. I
No,
call
no.
them the rotten 12 clubs
Oh,
that have
okay.
came out and said something.
Yeah.
Of course, there's been clubs that are not in it. Blah blah. We
A few
understand
more
that,
came
but
out recently, Cancelo and stuff. By the way, I
yeah,
just checked. He deleted it and reposted it with the proper. But
yeah.
we
But it
stick to the
doesn't
original.
matter.
What do
Hell
you say?
yeah,
What do you
and
say?
I and
Why?
I
Were you messed
I
up or something?
tweeted it. I'm like, this should be the slogan for the anti Super League crowd. I'm saying he said dreams can't be buy,
Dreams can't
and
be by.
he's spitting.
Thanks,
He's
God.
spitting. He's spitting. So,
Man,
but going back to your question, I mean, the players can have so much more power than what they think it is. I believe in Natalie has actually came out and said that there's more uh fans that are fans of players than than teams. And I
Mhm.
think he did it in some Zoom interview. So they have so much influence. They could come out and
About
and and
gold.
speak about it. Like if they really wanted to, they can stop this in its track, bro. They can. Players speaking out is super crucial, bro. Like this, it can end just by them saying that. And like you said, Messi, Ronaldo, those two, these are, bro. The reason why they're at their financial level, they're how famous they are, is because of the sport. and the people behind them that built the sport. So
Of
to
course.
them to not even come out and say anything about it, and all these players that have come out and say it, I'm always that guy that I respect guys go for your money, but this is something, at least if you don't say anything and put your neck out for this sport that's giving you everything in your family and maybe your family's family, for you not to say that, I think you guys are spineless people. Spineless, and it's kind of embarrassing. And I expect I hold my club or maybe former club and the players that play for it in a higher pedestal. Like Bruno, I respect that because I respect what Bruno wrote, because dreams can't be buy, because that means he wrote it himself,
Yeah.
and with his broken English, with everything, and he put it, no PR team, no bullshit like that, and he put it from his heart. Obviously, I would like him to do much more, but we'll see. We'll see. They have the power, man. They don't understand it, man. They really do, and I
Also,
expect Ronaldo to be the front of
uh,
this.
we can't forget that when these players sign a contract, they sign a contract to play for Manchester United in the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA
Exactly.
Cup. So,
Yeah.
and there's rumors that UEFA is going to get them out of their contracts, and I think it's possible, and I think it
Yeah.
probably will be
Yeah.
legal because when you sign that contract, you did not sign
Hmm.
for the European Super League, and
Oh,
when you
absolutely.
go into a new competition, you have to. They probably add it to the contract,
Hmm.
because if something happens to you, let's say, I mean, it's not really America and Europe, so you can't get sued every 5 seconds. But let's say you play in the Champions League, you get fouled, you break your leg, you could sue the team for putting you in a competition you didn't sign up for. But
Hmm.
so it's obviously in the contract somewhere. I
Yeah,
think,
I
it makes a lot of sense.
yeah. Uh,
It's up to the
I
players,
think
man.
I think they're waiting for the for like the official statement that you can't play for your country. I think once that that's actually official, then you'll see the Ronaldo, the Messi's, all the top players come out because you can't take that away from them.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
we'll see
definitely
about
going.
that, man. Because
Um,
like we said about FIFA and UEFA, like do I really trust them to be the saviors, the
Has to
moral
be the fans, bro.
high grounds? Like I don't expect them to do anything. I don't expect them. I think they're just mad that they're not in it. So we'll see.
um, alternatives to the Super League. We trash UEFA and FIFA, rightfully so. Even Klopp
Hmm.
said it. They're not the good guys. I love what Klopp said, by the way. He said it very well. Um,
Yeah,
are there any
respect.
other ways, any alternative ways you think they can get this done? Like create a better Champions League, a new format. I have mine, but I want to hear yours first, and then I'll get your opinions on mine.
Well, personally, I have no problem with the format that it is right now. I mean, I believe today they've approved a new format. I think they're trying to make 36 teams instead of 32. I think they're trying to do like I think they're trying to go away from the traditional group stage to a single league, like a league stage. So it makes no sense. They're basically trying to do like a league where I'll read here every club will now be guaranteed a minimum of 10 league stage games between 10 different oppositions rather than 6 matches against 3 teams. So this format, I don't
That's
like it. I
weird.
like the
What the
group.
hell?
Yeah, you didn't hear about this, and they're adding 4 more teams to it.
No, I
And these
heard,
changes,
but I didn't know that you would play 10 matches with 10 different teams. Where's the
yeah,
away and the home value in that?
yeah, yeah. Well, 5 home games, 5 away, which makes sense because it's
Oh,
10.
okay, okay.
But it's I don't understand it. Like people try and say, oh, look, if you like UEFA, this stuff is shit. But keep it like it was originally, man. That it was perfectly fine. I don't understand it. I personally, I mean, I believe you have your own alternate. I don't know about a man, but if you guys want to say it, I like it how it is right now, personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect how it is right now. I think
Right.
No.
so.
So now hear me out and brace for this because this is going to take some explaining and you guys are probably going to be completely against it. All right. So I think there should be a Super League. However, The Super League should be based on merit and merit alone. 20 teams, two 10 league groups, 10 team groups, right? The bottom 4 on each side, so the bottom 8 teams go into relegation playoffs. Right? They play relegation playoffs, the winner stays, the 7 others get relegated. This works out perfectly. Why? The winners of the top 5 leagues can get promoted. You got 2 more spots, Champions League winner, Europa League winner. Get the rest 2 spots into the promotion. So this kind of creates a subsidiary, like a lower division. Like it'll be Super League, Champions League, Europa League. You know, this opens up opportunities because Europa League teams can get you could get small clubs like Aston Villa and Leeds. You get them in the Europa League. Then you got Champions League, which is the West Hams and the Leicesters. And then you got the super teams. Obviously, they want to go grab their money. They could play in this special super European football. Keep the playoffs to win the league the same. You got the top 4 teams, top 2 on each side, go into quarterfinals right away. Then 5 through 12 play in 2-leg playoff. So the remaining 4 teams go on, and then 1 through 8 continue quarterfinals, 2 legs, blah blah blah, to the final single match final. I think it's good personally because it creates kind of a super dominant league where you want to see the best teams play. While at the same time there's merit, like Arsenal, who are absolute dog shit. They play bad, and we're talking about 7 teams get relegated here, not 3, 7. So it has a lot of fluidity. They want more money, they'll get more money. You want to see Real Madrid versus Man United week in, week out? There you go. It allows the Champions League to be incorporated, so UEFA will like to hear that. The Europa League to be incorporated. The only issue is the top 5 league. I think maybe they want to change that a little. See if they could do a way to incorporate teams like in the Portuguese league or whatever, or the Austrian league. Any Ajax, for example, missing out on this would be kind of a bummer. So they can do that. Obviously, I just thought of this. This is like off the top of my head. It's a way that they can compromise UEFA Super League. You'll get the Real Madrid versus United week in, week out, while at the same time you'll have the merit. What do you guys think? I know it's a bit confusing, but
I mean, personally, I'm there for change, and I like this system more so than a whatever the hell the Super League is, where it's like a closed competition.
yeah.
And the regulation thing makes sense. You know, teams can work their way up and stuff. But I personally, I like the original thing. I like a team. I like an underdog team. I like winning, maybe get barely going past the group stage, maybe going for a deep run and stuff like that. And of course, the leagues would stay the same, right?
What do you mean? Yeah, domestically
Like
they would still play
domestically.
domestically. Yeah.
Domestically, they still play. What about like their League Cup or their Major Cup and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That would still be.
This is basically the replacement of the Champions League, but
Yeah.
you have to have merit.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem with the
Yeah.
Super League. You cannot have
Definitely.
12 permanent clubs. Like, who do you think you are? Tomorrow, your club could go bankrupt and you're gone. Bye. I mean, it could have happened to City. If City didn't win the Premier League that year, I guarantee you they would have folded. They would have became a top 5 team and then maybe a top 8 and then down. So
Maybe. So I mean, it's a nice idea. I mean, if you would like actually go more into detail about it, maybe I'll like it more. But I don't know. I'm just maybe you could call me an old ass motherfucker, but I'm okay with the traditional group stage thing and stuff. That's just my opinion.
I do like the fact that these champions, and it's not like the top 4 teams of like each league. I like that Bayern versus Man City versus Inter Milan versus PSG, and who else is there? But I like that. It's just for champions. You have to win your league or something like that. That I like, but you also got to give the teams that don't make that some kind of like European competition as well. So maybe you keep the Europa League or stuff like that. But I mean, I do like the fact that the top team, the true top teams in the world, the champions, they just play each other.
That's a great point.
Personally,
It could also be all the 20 is basically just all the winners of the leagues. And then
That's
if
it.
you don't win the league, you're out.
But
Next winner comes and
but
but
it's
then
still
that
going to be
takes
a
away
problem though.
from like that still takes away from like Chelsea 2012 Chelsea's, the Portos, those teams
But you got to
that
win your league.
weren't champion.
yeah,
I
but
mean, listen, yeah, but to me personally, that system that you have where there's good teams versus good teams, I think that should be incorporated into the national teams rather than the club system. Personally, I respect it. Listen, I don't like to see England beat up on Albania, for example. Like I'd rather England versus Germany and then they qualify for whatever thing like that. I like when they separated in international football, but in club football, I don't know. I think it takes away from those underdog stories, those games where I forgot what Serbian team beat Liverpool, the champions of England. So champions of the world, actually, I think when they won the Champions League. So I don't know. I don't know. I personally not a fan.
yeah. Um I don't know. Football as we know it just before our eyes is going to be a very crucial.
Listen,
Why'd
man.
you say 30 days, Ahmed? What's the 30 days about?
That's what they gave Bayern and Dortmund. They gave him
And
30
Dortmund
days to make, and they gave PSG, I think, 14 days to make a
14
choice.
14 days.
makes sense.
14
We'll
days.
see. We'll see in the next 30 days what happens. Like I
And
said, I
and
think
I'm not,
PSG is going to hold out and just claim that Champions League. So
yeah, because there's something going. Bro, listen, PSG and FIFA have something going on. They played a huge part in Qatar getting the World Cup, so that would be a
Their
huge conflict.
their owner is like best friends with the UEFA president or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
It's
But
always
listen,
something.
that happened with the president
Agnelli's
of the
daughter is the
Yeah, just
godfather
some
to
Godfather
the
shit, bro.
Seferin. So listen, stop. This is bro. It's a dirty, dirty business, man. Like this, this whole situation has just put a spotlight on all these people, all these owners that they're dirty, dirty weasels, dirty rats, dirty snakes. That these are people that you can't trust, man. You can't trust these guys. Like all this shit that's gonna come out. Oh, like this is something good about the Super League. All that shit is bullshit, bro. They don't give a shit, bro. Ed Woodward literally had a fan forum like 2 days ago, and he didn't even like mention the Super League.
what
Look,
did Sefrin say? He said, "I was a
disgusting, man.
criminal lawyer for 24 years. I've never seen bigger criminals than this."
And we've been said this about football.
Yeah.
We have, and and UEFA and FIFA need to blame themselves because they've have not put a spotlight on it. And actually, also I blame the English FA, man.
You can't do
Um,
anything.
no, they do because they let all these owners that literally don't give a shit about the clubs that only are in it for the money, and they've let them become owners. They've let the Glazers take over. They've let Roman Abramovich take over. They've let
While they,
FSG at Liverpool take over. They let Stan Kroenke take over.
while they stopped
So
Newcastle from proper bids.
yeah,
Yeah.
which makes no sense.
No
Makes no
sense.
sense. So I think they have to blame for the league that they've put up. Like even us, we say is the biggest league. Whatever you can talk about the football, we're talking about influence, money, power. English are there, and they've let that happen. Like Arsene Wenger, like you said, the top six clubs, if they're in it, it's gonna happen, and that's a fact because they got majority of the money, they got majority of the fans, they got majority of everything, and they've let this happen. They've let these parasites get into this game, and destroy it from within.
Yep.
Also,
I think that about does it. Any final remarks? Are we good to go?
I mean, as a Bayern fan, even though I mean, if we're being honest, if the head officials at Bayern, you know, like they didn't have the fans involved, they would obviously join. I mean, come on
Yeah.
now, they're trying to make money. Same thing goes for Dortmund and PSG and team that didn't even get the call.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of the fans of Germany and how we run our football. It just shows that that it's not the most popular, but in my eyes, it's the best run. It's the best run league on the planet.
It's such a pure form. That 50+1
Definitely
rule
respect.
needs to be adopted throughout all of football, in my opinion.
Definitely. Big
Yeah,
respect.
that about does it. By the way, full details of Yoni's league coming out soon. Don't worry, I'll post it on our social medias with all the details included. Thank you guys for watching. Just a little special episode because we know a lot of people have been talking about it, the Super League. So just giving our opinions after we knew the details. Because yesterday was a little more emotional. You had Tiku declaring Pochettino the winner of the Champions League. Ahmed upset that Bayern were in it, just to find out we were just
It
completely.
made for great content though.
Yeah, it was super fun to record and super fun to watch. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.